Hey YouTube. So
I just woke up and it's really cold in here. I know I have on a wife beater and that I should probably put on another shirt, and I'm actually just in shorts too. But I've got tons of blankets. And so I'm like, okay, these are all Celia's blankets. Mine's gray and black. Um but anyways, oops. So I'm back at school. You might remember that wall. It was the same wall that was in my dorm room last year. And yet again, I'm next to the corner. What's different is that this year I live with Celia. So that's really exciting. I know that I don't have to worry about being transgender with her, obviously. And, you know, I get to be with my girlfriend all the time. Plus, she's a big nap taker. And so we take a lot of naps, which is also really nice. Pretty much what we do is we go to class. We stay on our computers a little bit. We sometimes do homework. We eat a lot. I eat a lot. She's a fat kid at heart. She tries to eat a lot. And then we sleep a lot. That's about it. But it's so exciting. So, let's see here. Dorm room is a little bit different than the last one I was in. Anybody seen my other videos? If not, whatever. I'm not binding, so I'm trying to make sure you don't see anything down there. But we actually have a sink, and that's my closet. Okay. That's all my crap. I still have a tote to go through, and yes, that is a dartboard. TV, different TV from last year. Fan, like we need it. It's freezing in here. Refrigerator, microwave, our desk. So this towel on my lawn chair. Yes, I brought a lawn chair so that way I can conveniently play video games. Our trash can, it has like police caution tape on it. And our rug by our door says police line do not cross. Our beds are together. See that? There's my computer. That's really disorienting. Here's me. So it's pretty cool to live with her. And my sweet mate is gay. She's also the CA. Because I stuck a note under her door and I was like, so I'm transgender. I don't go by the name that you originally put on my door. Can I have a new gun on my door? Because she made paper guns and wrote everybody's name on them with the room number, and they looked really cool, and I didn't want mine to say my legal name, and it was originally purple, and so I tore it off. And I was like, can you make me a new one? And so she made me a new one that says Alex, and it's orange. So that was cool. And then she was like, oh, and I'm gay, so I understand. But she doesn't really talk to me and Celia. I gave her my cell phone number whenever we first got here. It was like, let us know if you want to hang out. You told me you love video games or something like that. So do I. And so, I don't know. My blog, I put the entire story of what it means for me being back to school. You know, it means, yes, I have classes. Yes, I have homework. Yes, I'm broke, even more so than I already was. Yes, there is the shooting range. We actually went Tuesday night, last night. No, Monday. Sorry, Monday. This was Celia's target. She did okay. I mean, these were placed about 10, 15 yards out, so they look tiny. This was mine, which I know it doesn't look like much, but I got a bunch of doubles, like there and there, and there, which is a good thing in shooting. Then this was Celia's this target, and as you can tell, she didn't spend long on it because this was placed at the same distance, so they looked even smaller. And then this was mine, which I'm pretty proud of that middle target there. That one, I moved it back to about 25 yards. Fuck that. And that one was again at 5 shots at, around 10 or 15 yards, which at that size is like being a lot further away. So that was cool. And I got to shoot I've only shot 9mm and 40 and 9mm, 40 caliber, 22 of course, which is no pick at all, and that's what we were shooting for those. And the guy had pulled out a box of 45 rounds, and I was like, hey, what would I have to do to just shoot one of those? And he was like, well, let me get all these guys that just walked in squared away, and then I'll let you do it. I was like, yes. So tried pulling the trigger, and it took more than I thought it would, because it's a really old gun. They're all like horrible and old, and they kept jamming up and everything. But after I finally got the trigger to squeeze, I actually hit the paper, and it tore a damn hole in this paper. Like, I was like, ow, that would hurt. That would really hurt. So I would have been more excited if I would have gotten it at least in the black ring, but hey, I still hit the paper at that distance where it looked kind of small with a 45, so that's not bad. At least I don't think it is. But yeah, classes are okay. Photography is going pretty cool. Got my first assignment. I've got to do 5 different shots. They're only 4 points each. I've already got 3 done. You have to represent loneliness, which I've done. Went outside, and there was this blade of grass that was taller than every other blade of grass, and the sun was hitting it just right to where it was like lighting up. So I got that one. Oh, the world is big. We have this building where all the international students go whenever they first get here and whatever. And we have a flag from each country that we've had a student come from for study abroad or, student exchange, whatever. And so I, decreased the aperture, which made the hole bigger, and decreased the shutter speed, which generally it has to be faster in that situation, and, leaned my camera and moved it at just the right time. So I got this really abstract picture. And I think I can duplicate it, which is a must in photography. You can't always rely on luck. Or so I've been told by my step-grandpa, who's a photographer, and critiques my pictures before I have to turn them in. And so then there's also loose ends. And he used the example of, what was it? Somebody went to his brother's wedding, and he was there to photograph for the wedding. And right before the wedding, the guy walked up to his soon-to-be wife and said, "I'm not going to marry you." So, of course, all hell broke loose, and this guy starts taking pictures. So that was his loose ends, because, yeah, that's a good example. So what I thought of was taking a picture of a couple and lighting it on fire and then taking a picture of that. But my friend, who's a photography major, was like, no, since he used the example of the couple, then you probably don't want to do that. I was like, okay, now what? So there were these houses that people were about to tear down, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to go take a picture of that because the siding's off. There's just black tar paper all over them, and they look horrible. I'm like, that's a loose end, right? And so I decided that I wasn't going to do it that night because it was already dark out, and I was like, I want to do it with the sunset, That way the sun's going down, and, it's the end of the house, it's going down. So I was like, that to me, that seems like a smart idea. And the next evening, I went to Walgreens to buy my mom a birthday card, and I was like, okay, this is where I'm gonna be later, and I drove by, and they were already in piles of wood. Yep, that was my luck. So I went and I took pictures of piles of wood, and there was a pipe that was sticking out, and it was straight. It was coming out, and then it had a 90-degree elbow on it, and then it was cut off after that. So it was kind of like my main point there, loose end. I don't know. But one of them actually turned out pretty good, so I'm going to use that. I'm out of time on this video, but I have something else I want to talk about, and I've got the time before I have to start getting ready for class. None of my classes start till 11, so it's great. But alright, I'm going to make another video, so part 2 will continue. Alright, peace. I can't turn off my video camera thingy.